Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Ashley Van Dyke with Advantage Software, and on today's video, Support Menu Part 3, we're going to go over how to use the Lesson Player. The Lesson Player is available under the Support menu. There are two options related to the Lesson Player. First is Lesson Player, and second is Install Lesson. If I go to the Lesson Player first, there are no lessons available for me to choose because I have not yet installed any. So what I'm going to do is go to Support and Install Lesson first, and this will allow me to browse all of the topics that are available from within the Lesson Player. There are a number of different documents, and the Lesson Player documents actually teach you how to use Eclipse commands. Each document has examples of everything in it and also includes links to visualizers. So I'll go ahead and install two lessons. I'll install the Welcome lesson, which teaches you how to use the Lesson Player, and I'll install the Hyperkeys lesson. So I will highlight both lessons by holding down the Control key and left-clicking one time on each lesson, and then I'll press OK. Once I've installed the lessons, I can now go to Support and Lesson Player, and those two lessons that I selected are now available. So I'll open up the Welcome article first, which is the Class A, and that's the first article in the Lesson Player. And so the Lesson Player opens up, and it may have different toolbars at the top, and it may have different display settings than you're used to. Once you close out of Eclipse when you're done with each lesson, your settings will be reset back to your regular settings. The Lesson Player uses its own settings to display to make sure that you see everything appropriately. The Lesson Player is broken up, each lesson is broken up into three main portions. First is Read, next is Watch, and then last is Do. So each section will start out with a Read section that teaches you the information in the lesson. It will then move on to a Watch section, which links you to visualizers, and you can watch each visualizer by putting your cursor on the word where it says Here. So here it's going to show me the Welcome visualizer if I place my cursor on the word Here and press Alt-V. If I press Alt-V,
welcome to the Total Eclipse Visualizer.
That opens up the first Welcome visualizer for me from this article. And so in each of these articles, there will be first a bit of lesson to read with instructions, and then there will be a visualizer to watch, and next there will be a section to do it yourself as a your turn exercise. And then at the end of each lesson, you're going to be asked to exit Eclipse. This will be in the text at the end of each lesson, and it is important that you do exit Eclipse and restart the Lesson Player after each lesson. You can print the lessons if you want to by hitting Alt-O. And sometimes there's more than one visualizer. Here we see that in this Welcome lesson, there are a number of visualizers all related to basic customization and production functions. And so you can press Alt-V, put your cursor on here, and press Alt-V to open up each of these visualizer movies. Once you're done with the lesson, you can press Alt-X to exit Eclipse, or you can hit the red X to close Eclipse. To reopen a new lesson, you can open Eclipse and go to Support, Lesson Player again, and this time we'll choose Class B, the Hyperkeys lesson. You'll see that this one doesn't have so much instructional material at the top. Since we've already gone over the Welcome lesson that taught us how to use the Lesson Player. This one gets right into the meat of the lesson, teaching us how to use hyperkeys, how to use auto magic, and including visualizers for both. So you can scroll through these lessons, read along, follow along, and use the commands as they're listed in this document to learn how to edit in Eclipse. The lessons are great for learning more efficient editing tools, and I recommend that everyone go over the lessons that they think are relevant to their work and their needs. And again, since we're done with this lesson, I'm going to go ahead and exit all the way out of Eclipse. If I go back into Eclipse, now that I've read through those first two lessons, I can go back up to Support and Install Lesson and move on to whatever interests me next. The lessons can be done in order. However, it's not always necessary. If you have specific interest, you can always just look at the lesson about that specific interest. If you're interested specifically about prefixes and suffixes, go ahead and just install and then play the lesson about prefixes and suffixes, and you learn everything you need to know about this feature. Should you have questions about any of Eclipse's great features or about the lesson player or any of the other support menu options, please don't hesitate to call us. As always, anytime support 24/7, including weekends and holidays, is available at 772-288-3266, and support is always available at support@eclipsecat.com. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.